Good evening, everybody. We have a pretty special episode of Culture in Maine this week. We are on the road for the entire episode, and we're headed to the Royal Square neighborhood, which it's a new and emerging district. So if you haven't heard about it, Royal Square neighborhood does have their own Facebook page, and they are also an awesome block on the 1 and 200 area of East King Street. There's all kinds of galleries, artist residences. We're still waiting to see what excitement's going to develop with the Bond building. So head over there and check out all the fabulous venues that are developing there. And one of them is one of my personal favorites, King's Courtyard Artist Collective. Now, King's Courtyard Artist Collective is located at 124 East King Street. And it's a whole group of local artists of very divergent styles that have come together to create a beautiful, warm, nurturing space that celebrates independent art. They have a poetry night, my favorite, of course. So we headed over there to catch some of the poets that they showcased on Poetry Night. The spoken word artist Tiger Rose, who you saw here with I Am Words a few weeks ago, and TJ Gagliardi, a wonderful form poet who also has some nice darkly twisted takes on traditional poetry. We also got to catch up with a few of the artists that are featured at the collective, like the dynamic Jose Lopez and the awesome jewelry artist Jane Ahrens. We also got to sample a little bit of their open mic, which is all genre. So there's music, there's poetry, and there's spoken word. And after that, we took a special field trip over to the Emporium, which is just a few blocks down, to visit our friend Jim Lewin and to talk to the people behind thetriangle.com. Now, Tyler and Erin, they're from Lancaster, but they're running thetriangle.com, which is an event site and keeps track of all the poetry events happening in Harrisburg, Lancaster, and York. So we love the idea of working with other counties and promoting everything that's going on in those places. So we had to catch up with them, who are also accomplished poets and publishers, and find out what's going on in the magic of the Triangle. So sit back, relax, and enjoy our field trip. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Culture in Maine, York's weekly cultural showcase. We're doing a very special episode tonight. We are actually on location for the entire hour, and we're visiting one of the best places to find art, poetry, music, and all around York County culture, King's Courtyard Artist Collective, right in the heart of the new emergent Royal Square neighborhood. You can find them at 124 East King Street. They're all over Facebook, but tonight we're going to hit their poetry night. We're going to check out the poetic stylings of visiting artists TJ Gagliardi and Tiger Rose. We'll also meet a few of the artists of the collective, check out some of their open mic, hear a little music, and get a vibe for the general space. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. And welcome to King's Courtyard Artist Collective.
You know how you feel something about somebody. It's like, I'm a poet. She's like, write me a love poem. I'm like, I really can't write love poetry. I do like dark, deep, inspirational type poetry. So I was like, I never wrote a love poem. But if I did, then the first one would be about you. See, I would sit this hot cup of chai tea, open up my notebook and begin to pen the perfect prose to you like, dear babe. Shit. But I probably get stuck because I'm not really a love poet. See, I always know what to say. I just don't know how to say it. But if I was to write you a love poem, I would want to do something genius and poetic like compare your smile to the grand piano. You know, the perfect white keys surrounded by the unblemished beautiful blackness, baby. If I was to write you a love poem, I would write something about how when you say my name, the instrument of your mouth creates the perfect classic melody. And I hear you, but I don't answer just to hear you say it again, you know, encore. See, if I was to write you a love poem, I will run to write something about your touch and how when you withhold it from me, my body goes through withdrawals because I miss you so much that my strength collapses under the pressure of your fingertips graze. See, baby, if I was to write a love poem, I would write about how when our fingers interlace, sometimes it's hard for my fingers to find their rightful place because my heart is nestled in the palm of your hand. What I'm saying, girl, is that you got me. See, if I was to write you a love poem, it would definitely include stanzas and stanzas about the hard, juicy, and passionate way that we make love. You know what? I'm going to keep the love making out of it because then your friends will hear the love poem and they'll get curious about me, and I know you and you going to mess around and cut them. So we'll keep that between us. I mean, we'll keep the love making between us like when we're in a room full of people and our eyes lock, and in the blink of an eye, you and I begin to have the most intimate conversation and our lips never even move. You know, we're going to keep the lip moving between us, too. I mean, we'll keep that between us like an inside joke where quick moments are stolen because when I'm inside you, it's no joke. See, you know I love to go hard, and I know that you love to be choked just a little. Yeah. Let's see, baby, if I was to write you a love poem, this love poem would end with a line so powerful and passionate that everybody around at the heads would say, oh, I want love like that. So I would go on my phone, look at YouTube, and listen to these other poets and use them as my muse. And even though that their words are beautiful, baby, they have nothing on you because you've taken this long-winded, overly descriptive poet who usually uses words like, I kiss your clavicle, just to say collarbone. And you've rendered me, well, speechless. So now as I sit and sip this cold cup of chai tea, open up my notebook, the perfect poem finally comes to me. Dear babe, I really love you. Thank you. So after all of that, she started getting me into writing these love poems and stuff. So it was like when I see you, I get excited as if I'm in a gold rush. See, what I feel for you is real, and it's more than just the crush. It's not enough to be distinguished only as your friend. See, what I'm saying is I'll send to get close, lay with you and cuddle. I'll put my jacket on the ground and let you walk over a puddle. Needless to say, y'all, I'm in love. See, she had a body like a model. Yeah, Coke bottle. Smile of an angel. Favorite phrase is, I got you. Yeah, she got me. Because she like to keep her head done, so I can run my fingers through her hair. She worked out. Body on point. Perfectly French dip toes and nails. Smell of red cherry blossom. Yeah, yo, that's my favorite. See, I call her my honeycomb. She tries to keep me in line, but I don't behave when she's around. I said she got me. See, she got me going to the crib, and I know this is not our first date or nothing, but the thing about it is she wants me to meet a kid, so I know I'm special. So when I get there, it's like knock, 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 and I'm nervous because I don't want to mess it up. So she answered, head out the door, and somehow my voice gets stuck, so I'm like... So she laughs, she grabs my hand and invites me in. She had the most beautiful red shirt on, jewelry on, her jeans was tighter than her skin. She had her hair done, nails done, everything done. But when I walked in the crib, I really wanted to run. I mean, I felt dumb. I felt played. I seen some size 12 J's. Her young son with a dirty dart, but her daughter with nappy braids just scratching her head talking about, hey, sir, how you doing? And I'm looking around like I'm fine, so please, bear with me. I'm gonna explain the things that was running through my mind, because she had her hair done, her nails done, and everything did. But as soon as I walked in, I seen roaches crawling in the crib. She was perfect in my head. I thought of things we could have did. I thought her honesty was beauty, but her clothes just told a fib. She ain't got her priorities in line. I mean, she ready to go out with me, and her son sitting there steady crying. Her daughter only 11. She ain't ready to watch him, but she trying. I told her she's a setback. She should step back in and reevaluate life. Life not a race, baby girl. It's a journey, so don't go easy into that good night. There's no reason to be living trife, so I guess it's my duty as a real man to tell her, yo, you ain't living right. I'm out. Thank you. Wow. So, you know, just to go on with that, I felt obligated as a man again. See, I left from the club and told her I wasn't dancing with her. Then I came back and got her number. So then I went to her house and it was horrible. And then I went back and told her that I wanted to work it out because as a real man, I feel like I need to. I see the son there, and he needs a male figure in his life, right? Not the charmer. You stop it. I'm not gonna charm me. So, I mean, it was just one of those things where I felt like I needed to stay in her life. So the one time I had called her, and you know how well, maybe you don't know, because you guys are a little bit more mature than me, and I'm like kind of I'm not a good guy sometimes. But anyway, this girl, she wasn't my girl, but I felt like she was my girl, so if she was messing with anybody else, I would be mad. So I called her the one day, and she answered. You know, you answer these smartphones nowadays, and it answers for you. She did that, so I was listening, just to see if she was messing with somebody else, and I was going to listen. And through the phone, I hear her son in the background like, "Ma, I think you love him more than me." I'm like, "Hello?" She's like, "Ma, I think you love him more than me. And as your child, I really need you. No, not just your money, your motivation. Not just your beatings, but your attention. Mom, you did enough yelling at me. I think it's time that you listen. Listen, my heart skips a beating, and I can't breathe when I run. Mom, I got a D in gym class, and I just found out that it's not because I'm dumb or lazy or any of the other ways that you try to portray me. The school nurse says I may have asthma, Mom. A doctor appointment is what you should make me. Ma, are you smoking or are you listening? I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I know we're poor, and I'm grateful for everything that we have, but Mom, I need glasses. I can't see the board. This is why I'm failing math. Mom, I'm really good in math, but I can't find a solution if I can't see the problem. Mom, we really need a solution. Why can't you see your problem? You keep blaming it on the fact that I have an absent father. So what? Mom, you're more than enough. See, I learned from you to be tough. I stay out of the trouble and out of the streets, not because I fear you, but I fear not the police, but I fear you, not their cuffs. But I need you to use that same energy you use in order to beat me and all. The same energy you use in order to find a man and invest in me. Mom, this is a lesson for you for the so few lessons that you taught me. See, so you expect school to teach me when really it is you that should teach me life. You cannot not do your job and say the friends that I'm hanging around with ain't right. You cannot lock me in a room of darkness, teach me nothing about faith and expect me to find the light. But what you can do is hold me, hug me, let me know that you really care. Introduce me to my father so I know why he's not in my life. All I'm saying, Mom, is that I'm scared. I'm scared that you don't really care, so in turn, I'm gonna become another statistic. Thank you.
Now, King's Courtyard, as you can tell from the fabulous art surrounding you, is all about different influences, different varieties, different choices, all coming together to create one fabulous energy of creative expression. So we have a completely different feature to come up to you right now to round our evening out. Now, TJ Gagliardi he's a study in opposites all on his own. This man is the rugged, burly, cross-country trucker who is also a master of form poetry. Not just poetry. No. The kind of poetry that you think, oh my gosh, I cannot actually even figure out how he put that together because you have to have this many syllables and this many lines and that many, oh my gosh, I'm done already. Except when he does it, it's with such beauty and passion and respect for both the history and the content that he creates these very beautiful, approachable, reachable pieces that tell an incredibly powerful story. He has journeyed through depression, journeyed through struggles in relationship, struggles in self-identity, and he puts that all out there for you because he knows, as I think most of us in this room do, that to share is to heal, and that to help others heal is to heal yourself.
Right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the invisible microphone, TJ Gagliardi.
I absolutely love triolets. Triolet is a French poem, 8 lines. Real short stuff, but they're infectious. They're intoxicating. I just write them all the time, and they're absolutely beautiful little forms. Really great stuff. Insipid mask, this shield of tears. Laying down the pose is slain. All too pointed friend for years, insipid mask. This shield of tears sags of chained-in duty fears. When removed, leaves copied stain. Insipid mask, this shield of tears. Laying down the pose is slain.
Snap.
Yeah, that's a snap.
Real quick, triolets. Line 1 repeats as line 4 and 7. Line 2 repeats as line 8. You've got 5 original lines to work with, but there's so much to do with them. It's so cool.
How's that for a writing
They're
exercise?
fun. They're
That's
fun.
before
No, they're
the
fun.
wine. That's before the wine.
Yeah. That's tough.
This one's really personal and for Elijah. I have to do this one because this one is about my suicide. And just how... Sounds sick. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe we're crazy enough to understand that it is a beautiful thing for us. And maybe this room is the only people that will understand it, but I doubt that highly. This is green. Green comes quick, alighting on perception sometimes before it's even here. Moving in shadows, its train of shimmer smears like wet leaves, one indistinguishable from the next. Echoes hemmed in translucid silver, soft as thunder, soft as thunder. Verde's voice is here, picking up in the same place as always, a brilliant conversationalist in easy tones, so known, yet always a little new somehow. You were there, laced between the lines of exchange, hiding under cajoles, peeking through the holes in wide expostulations. Your Boaz eyes devour what I grasp at loosely, sweeping almost clutch concepts away like shaft, like, on this threshing floor, the haves admire my have-not, and consider redemption only part the score. And green speaks wisely, slowly and in small words for those whom keeping score matters. Green keeps moments savor sanguine, special pinches for the later times to hand back in deep reflection. And green sleeps again in silent wonder, soft as thunder, soft as thunder. It's called processing. Imagine that. Disappointed. You see work. What you see is work arranged in neat stacks of chaos. It's a salve after supposed last application, clinging to your fingers, tainting your lunch. Tasting like semi-sweet chips. Half sticky insight sugars, half bitter broken trust. Ointment. Honest talk smacks rather more of cream-based lube for cannonball wounds. Label reading, do not ingest, running lengthwise down the tube. Process. Over and over and over, and doing slow just makes things slower. Taste replaced by odor, stinking as miasma of the man you know you've buried countless times before. And now once more assessing. Stressing for the problems, now back as sores of wars long over, hard fought for peace repeatedly denied. Acquiesce. Body motionless, but inside begging for an upswing as emotions rest. The giving way emotive guesses press these processed truths a little deeper to your soul, where they take hold. Like tasty cake brain mapping. You've done your salty work, now think of something fat and happy. Gain weight, negating the next relapse collapse you know is somewhere, sitting still and waiting. I'm glad you woke up. I'm glad you're not dead. Not chewed on by sharks and not shot in the head. Not sandwiched by freight trains or hacked with an axe. Not boiled by acid dissolved in your slacks. Not nibbled by spiders or tasted by snakes. Not Zen garden grated to ribbons by rakes. Not caught by a fan belt or sucked in a turbine. Not Christmas tree blinky by down power lines. Not scattered by vultures who dined on your butt. No, none of this happened. So I'm glad you woke up. This is public display of affection. Not affection. Effection. Superfluous French kiss lust fuck. Grandma hits the gin bottle hard over my head till stars dance for big cash prizes. Costume malfunction leaves nothing to the mind's eye put out by, damn it, I told you not to point that thought train derail at your brother. Did you really think you could duck that fast? Wednesday morning eve of all. If I had never known of loss, I'd write the thing what's in its place. Blurt in fonts with pleasant gloss of Haver's smile I'd wear his face. If I nurtured infant hope and not the truth of vacant dreams, you'd smile too. In happy tones in my word-stitched stanza seams. But I don't. Because I don't. Because I can't. For loss is all I am. I held an angel once. Light bent around her edges. Ice in her gold eyes held me in return. The black of my insides soaked up her beauty. Time knows this woman as a daughter. Time lent her to me, then withdrew. When one holds the child of fire, one is scarred. Etched with the runes of its blessing on themselves. I kiss the inscription of her nearness on my flesh and wait to burn of her again. Do you want this life in perfect cadence? Sterilized and plastic wrap preserved? Total understanding in a single glance? Do you want this life? In perfect cadence, shuffle from one soft lie to the next? Loss may hurt, but its truth is less absurd. Do you want a life of perfect cadence to sterilize your pleading, pain-wrapped words?
Name that she gave snow turn skies to winter. Said she'd come, look for work. Favors, and for a dime a day and a place to stay, she turned her hands to labor. But the times were hard, Lord, and the jobs were few. All through Tecumseh Valley. But she asked around till the job she found, tending bar the Gypsy Sally's. Back home when spring had placed the winter, but her dreams were denied. Her pa had died. The word come down from Spencer. Return again to lay himself beside her. Found her beneath the stairs, led to Gypsy Sally's. And in her hand, when she died, was a note that cried, farewell to Thompson Alley. Name that she gave to Carolina. Daughter of a miner. And her ways were free, and it seems to me sunshine walked beside her.
Hey, I'm Jane Ahrens. I'm the jewelry artist here at the King's Courtyard Artist Collective. How I became involved with the collective is my Heather Bowser, who started the collective, is actually my niece. Her mother is my husband's sister, so that's how I came to be here. And I don't have any one particular style. I just do sort of whatever comes to me. I take a lot of things. I buy a lot of things at flea markets and estate sales, and I take them apart and remake them into new things. Or I just clean them up sometimes and just put them back out there for sale, just because they're so great that they don't really need any repurposing. But as you can see when you look at my things here, there's really a hodgepodge of things, rings and necklaces and bracelets and earrings. I started out doing crafting probably 15 years ago, selling stuffed animals out of the trunk of my car. And it has evolved into this. I am constantly trying new techniques, coming up with new things, and I really enjoy being a part of the collective here.
You know I can't leave you like that, right? Look at y'all ladies in the front row. Y'all looking like the Charlie's Angels. How you doing? Look at y'all ladies in the front row. Y'all looking like Charlie's Angels. Well, I hope that Charlie just don't mind if we go out and have a drink and unwind. Yeah, all right with the shit. And I hope Charlie just takes the night out and lets y'all just show what you're all about. I'm with it. But so with Charlie's Angels, we do it. What y'all come out here for? To stand around. Oh, y'all got no friends and face. I hope you can't get down. Those who got a little something for you that better make you move. Make you shake your ass, make you do what you want to do. red ball. Well, I gotta take on a little ball. Oh, you know I'm up to something. You know I'm up to something. Know I'm up to something.
This is called Ode to the Habanero. When I want to glow, I eat the sacred orange, brown, and red fruit of the habanero. It combusts, but not in a 911 kind of way. And the squirrels and the insects and the birds who turned away from the seeds, well, they just don't know that there is comfort in fire. The tide rises, even a dead tongue can see the way to the albino inferno. Juice flows, heart pumps, muscles tighten, and viruses flee to the cold mountains of the outlands. This is the heroine of the food chain, the omega of the dance hall, the refined pedigree of a racehorse. It is Thai and Mexican, Indian and vegan, British horseradish and Chinese mustard. It is rainbow, not the colors like that played out jazz riff, but the rainbow itself. This is where the tongue learns ninja skills. This is where the soul enters orbit. Nothing can stop gravity or spice. Nothing can hold back tears or sweat. Here's where we learn the ultimate trick: to die while alive and to live while live. To baste, breathe, burn, breathe again.
I am purpose. Take caution when I'm around because you might lose focus. I hypnotize you with my hips. You, and you will beg for my kiss. Yeah, I'm bad. I am words diva. The motive behind your motivation, the grounds for your justification. I said, I am purpose.
Word.
That was for you.
Word.
As I lay in the operating room contemplating on the events that happened, I could feel myself slowly fade away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fell asleep with all hope for the future, but awoke without my son, without my man. Somebody tell me, how do you lose your whole world in one blink of an eye? And on your birthday, there are no words that can describe the pain I feel. I mean, I feel like a female Job, like I died, was given artificial respiration just to asphyxiate again. And there are no words that can come from my family or my friends that can mend my broken heart. See, I should have known from the start that you can't create your own destiny. Truth be told, if it's not in God's will, then it's just not meant to be. So as I try to untie these emotional bonds, the devil continues to infiltrate my mind, whispering sweet nothings in my ear like, just give up, purpose. You don't have to fight. And you know you're never going to be anything, right? Right? Wrong. Because God has put in my heart a brand new song. The storm is over now. I feel like I can make it. The storm is over now. And from what I know of the devil, he stayed coming with half-truths. But he is right about one thing. I don't have to fight alone. All I have to do is stand. So as I take up the full armor of God, I tie the belt of truth around my waist to remind me that God is real. I put on the breastplate of righteousness to guard my heart. I put on the shoes of the gospel of peace. And then, to protect myself against Satan's flaming arrows, I take up the shield of faith. I put on the helmet of salvation. And then, I take up the sword of the Spirit, my weapon, which is the truth of God's word. Beloved, you do know we cannot bring carnal weapons into the spiritual fight. So I take my place and stand with all my might. And if I get knocked down, I just get back up, because it's not the power of the blow, it's how much you can withstand. Knowing that the battle is already won, I take my post through my trials and my tribulations, because it's in these valleys that we grow. And through it all, I know God is in control. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
I've spent a lot of time dealing with depression, getting used to depression, getting over it, dealing with depression, getting used to depression. So this poem is kind of about how eventually it just begins to feel natural, like the cycle of things that you do to get like over what you're feeling. Eventually, hating your reflection will begin to feel natural. Your eyes will avoid the sunken face staring back at you. It'll all become part of your daily routine. Wake up, pee, shower, try not to think about the future, wash the hangover off your skin, shave, brush your teeth, avoid your own gaze, brush your hair, take deep breaths. It's not that you want to die, just that everything becomes a daily routine. Wake up, you made it to tomorrow, now wake up, go to work, that's what normal people do. Convince yourself that you have no pieces missing. You're stronger than you'll let yourself think. You're stronger than you feel. It's not that you want to die. Everything just becomes familiar after a while. Waking up with random girls in your bed, holding on a bit too long to fading memories. You can't name every drug you've ever done, but why would it matter anyway? You're surviving. Slowly, you'll lose friends to drugs, lust, or heaven. You won't blink as the number of faces around you dwindles. This is about survival. You're so used to surviving that you think everyone else is just trying to make it to tomorrow. You didn't mean to hurt anyone. You were just trying to fill your veins with whatever they could hold, but you have to understand that you can't always cling to momentary spikes in your pulse. There's a difference between happiness and release. In a world filled with barbed wire fences, you have to learn to be soft. Not cut the ones you're closest to. You have to learn to lay people to rest gently without killing them, without leaving your name and little scars all over their skin. In a world full of release, you have to learn to save pieces of yourself for the future. This is not a race to the end. This is a miracle. This is God. This is whatever good you can find comfort in. I'm sorry that some days the closest way to happiness is through the black opening of a bottle. I'm sorry that medication only feels good if you snort it, but more poison in your veins only makes you more of a disease. It's not just your survival you have to worry about. You can drink your daughter to death if you try hard enough. You can smoke all of your friends away if you do it long enough. Just hold on. Stop smoking your sadness away. Life is too short to be so in love with dying. Thank you.
This is my enabling song.
Hit it, brother.
I've been a hell of a day and I don't know what I'm doing. Baby, won't you caramel? I've been a hell of a day and I don't know what I'm doing. Baby, won't you caramel? I love you, baby, yes I love you. I love you, baby, yes I do. I've been a hell of a day and I don't know what I'm doing. Baby, won't you caramel? I love you, baby, yes I love you. I love you, baby, yes I do. I've been a hell of a day and I don't know what I'm doing. Baby, won't you caramel? I've been a hell of a day and I don't know what I'm doing. Baby, won't you caramel? Won't you caramel? Baby, won't you caramel?
Now, you got to hear some of our awesome open micers, both music and poetry, but I couldn't bring you to King's Courtyard Artist Collective without meeting some of the artists of the collective. Now, Jose is an awesome painter, sculptor, everything. So I'm going to have him walk us through some of the pieces that he's got here at the collective and tell us a little bit about himself and his art. So, Jose, I'm going to give you the floor. If you could give us a tour of your pieces, that would be awesome.
All right. Let's start with the painting. This is a painting about the Vejigantes. The Vejigantes are actually angels. In Puerto Rico, they celebrate festivals. And I remember myself trying to fight these demons that I thought they were demons, but they're actually angels, kind of like the gargoyles, the Catholic Church. A lot of my work symbolize good and evil. Now, this here is kind of like an optical illusion. It's good over evil. you can see the way that the pieces are made and how good it's always gonna be on top of evil. This one here is kind of like, I guess it's kind of funny. The first time I heard the phrase, take this job and shove it, I came up with that. It's just a magnetic sculptures, and I call it suspension piece, suspended piece, I guess in Spanish. And they all kind of like the magnets are suspended in the air by magnetic force. This one here is also represents a fallen angel, and I made it with a whole bunch of butter knives that I found at the rescue mission. So a lot of my sculptures are stuff that I find in the garbage. This one here, everything I found was in the railroad tracks. So it's an old man helping a young man. A lot of people think that it's a young man helping a old man, but it's the other way around. Now this one over here, if you can turn the camera, this is called Yemaya, which is a queen of Africa who came to Puerto Rico and was recognized by the slaves, and actually she was worshipped in Puerto Rico, and they still writing poems and music, and I just honor her by doing this work. I do a lot of work with metal. I'm starting experimenting with mesh kind of metals, and I'm making faces and all that good stuff. What else can I say? This little guy here, this guy's called Salchicha. I just thought he was funny, you know, Salchicha, it means wiener dog. And you know, he's sold already, but the guy's supposed to pick him up tomorrow. He thinks he's gonna take him for a walk. I don't know if it's gonna be possible. But how I became an artist, I don't know. I guess since I was a little kid, I was always, you know, just like any other kid, you know, drawing and doing things and breaking my toys to see what was inside, and always very curious. So I guess that's. I don't know. I don't think I had a day that I say, "Oh, I'm an artist." I don't really consider myself that way, but I like to create things. I like things that are different. You know, a lot of people ask me that, like, why you use stuff that you find in the garbage. I don't want people to think that I'm just, you know, a hippie trying to save the planet and none of that type of stuff. It's just that I see it, and if it looks like an elbow, I pick it up, and it's an elbow. It's just that it's cheaper too. You know, I have to go and buy stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, please listen up. I have a public service announcement that may help some of you stay happily in love. The topic of discussion is complacency. Please bear with me. I will try to be abrupt. I'm sorry. One should never allow complacency to be in a relationship, because once you do, slowly but surely, everything turns to. You see, in the beginning, there's always a pursuer and a pursuee. How is it that you can give me all the attention, all the affection, tender love and care when I didn't want it? But you gave it, force-fed it. So now it's all I know from you. So now I'm deep in love with you. So now I show you my true colors. The walls that have protected my heart are now piles of rubble. You've broken into my chamber, sit on the throne of my heart, and now you get comfortable. Can't you see? It's tearing me apart. Who is this new person, and where the heck did that other man go? Where's my attention, affection, and TLC? I ask, but no response. Because he's too daggone comfy. So, I slowly start picking up the pieces, building my walls back to the best of my ability. Damn, it's such a pity. I don't even think you notice. While you're sitting there, nice and comfy, somebody's tapping me on my shoulders. I try to nudge them off, but there they go, right behind me. Every chance they get, they take it to remind me, you don't have to put up with that. I'm just waiting for him to slip up. Right? Just give me one chance. No, I can't. I told you, I'm in love. As easy as it was to fall in love, it's even twice as likely that you'll fall out if your other half isn't doing their job, helping you to fight that bout. Whatever was done to get them, you gotta step it up and work twice as hard to keep them. Don't ignore red flags or subtle changes in their swag. You do that, you might lose out on the best you ever had. Thank you.
See, I was always grown. I knew more grown folk business than I knew how to multiply 9 times 5. Hell, I knew more than the FBI, and Mama always told me slow down, but she'll understand I'm grown now. Then one day, Mom brought him home. He was a new man. He was a charmer. Funny, I always thought he was going to be the father figure in my life. He was going to teach me about the birds and the bees, then it turned into, have you ever seen porn? Oh, come watch some with me. So could you rub this spot on my back harder? No, just relax. See, he was an older man, quick at the mind games than me. Then one day, Mom went away, leaving him to watch me. And did he watch me? He first mentally raped me with his words appear sexy, pimped and primed me with fondulation. I was used by his masturbation, then he pulled out his Kevin Hart. This was the test today. I was going to learn today. And all night. This shit would go on for 6 months. Last time be December 24, 2006, where I got my early Christmas present that year. I remember like it was yesterday. Here, suck this, give me a towel to clean up the mess you've left upon me. You know, if your mother ever found out, she would kill you. So I walked around soiled by a grown man's must, remembering his last will never enjoy the gust of the thoughts of the winds he belched out when he yelled he was coming. With his manhood shooting all over me, blood drizzling down my legs, ladies and gentlemen. I was washed in his semen, touched by his demons. Damn, can I get a break? I just knew everyone seen the cum scum stains around my mouth. And after holding on for his lies and deceptions for 6 months, I told my mother and she told me I wouldn't have to go through this alone. So we went to the station, gave them the statement just as I gave you. They said, don't worry, you know we got you. And it came upon a year now, oh how I fear now that they've forgotten about me. Then one day they called me down to the station to say, we got too many files on hold. But this is what we can do for you. We can put your file on hold for 180 days, and if we come in contact with any more information, we'll contact you. Thank you. Elevator to the left. Felt like an outcast or a homemade porno I didn't even want to make. And yet, I was always grown. So why didn't I understand that he was the charmer? Thank you.
We're back at our favorite on-the-street segment spot, the York Emporium on West Market Street, run by the York icon Jim Lewin. But our visitors came to us all the way from Lancaster County today, but they are some of the best poetry advocates for the entire Tri-County area. In fact, they are 2 of the corners behind the Triangle, which is a reference to Lancaster and York and Harrisburg, the great South Central PA bastion of arts, culture, and poetry that they are all about advocating and representing. So thank you to Tyler and Erin for coming on the show. Now tell me, what exactly is the Triangle?
Well,
in terms of your poetry in PA concept.
Right. The Triangle is just an organization that Erin and I have started where we're trying to connect people, anyone who's writing, to their writing community. So if you're a writer at the university or someone who writes in their spare time or someone who goes to poetry readings, it's a organization that you can sort of go to try to find out what's going on, who's doing what, and where's poetry and where's the literary arts sort of going. So we have a website, it's thetrianglepa.com, and you can go there to find a calendar that has all the literary events in that Tri-City region in Harrisburg, York, and Lancaster. And you can also find interviews on our website and with local authors and writers and poets. And we have begun doing our own events as well, where we're hosting poetry readings, doing workshops. We're traveling to other cities to do workshops, and we're just trying to basically be a presence that keeps everybody informed about what's going on.
So now, what from you guys' background made this a project that you felt like really spoke to you, that you could do, that you had the skill for, and that you also had the passion and desire for? You know, Why this of everything else that you could be doing?
I mean, for me, I was just looking for a way to reconnect with the Lancaster community and get involved with literary events that were taking place. I've always been a writer, but once you graduate from school, you don't really have that community anymore with feedback and like people to go to things with. So we're hoping to build that for other people.
And being a student at Millersville, I saw firsthand a lot of the writing community in Millersville, but also in Lancaster. And then I saw that there was a huge writing community in York and one in Harrisburg. And then I started thinking like, wow, this has been here all this time. And I sort of started realizing that when I was a junior in school, or when I was like junior at Millersville. And I started thinking like, all this stuff's been going on, I need to like sort of get a handle on it. So I started keeping my own calendar of like all the things that were going on so I could try to not miss things so much. And then I was like, well, I feel like a lot of people are missing these things. That's true. We're both writers. I like to write prose mainly, but I write some poetry too. We like to perform like at open mics and when we can. We just like to go to events and we think like so many more people would like these events if they knew about them. So we're just trying to be like, hey, like don't be afraid, like it's poetry readings are awesome.
So what are the things that are personal big inspirations for you guys when you're each choosing to write something?
For me, like what to write about is just I like to write about what is happening like in my life without trying to like write creative nonfiction, trying to write about like things that are happening in the world around me or that like I'm experiencing, but then like kind of fictionalize it if I can. You were saying earlier, we were talking to you about poets sort of being like responsible for documenting culture in a way that isn't something that you would like maybe read in like a history book where you're documenting culture through art and through like writing. Like I feel like that's what poetry and like short prose, which is a lot of what I write, can do is like small document like this is what is happening right now in 2013, sort of like capturing like attitudes and like culture, but also just like customs and like things that are going on. I just like to write about like now, I guess.
I write mostly poetry, and I would say that the majority of my writing, it stems from like a certain combination of words that I heard that was really beautiful or like intriguing, or something I overheard, or just one line that I wrote, right after I woke up. So I usually have like a starting off point, and then it just kind of morphs into its own. But I think we've both been kind of influenced lately by the like the whole alt-lit movement, and it's very like confessional and modern, and that I can see that seeping into my writing a little bit, whereas my older writing was a lot more like nostalgic and nature and family, which those themes still come through, but it's in almost like a different voice now. So I've definitely seen like a progression in my writing.
The evolution of a voice.
Yeah.
That is seriously cool. So now the Triangle, right now it started off with a calendar.
Right.
And then the calendar grew into doing interviews and publishing other content on the website.
Yes.
And then it grew into doing public events as well with readings and classes. So what would you like to see, and what do you see planned out for what the Triangle has next? What else is coming from this enterprise?
So basically, we want to keep doing all the things we've been doing. We're keeping our calendar, we're doing interviews, we're doing more interviews and different kinds of interviews, including something we're going to be calling like visual interviews, where we're like sending poets and writers cameras, disposable cameras, and they're taking pictures to answer questions, so they're answering images. So doing some visual interviews, and then we're adding some small like publishing efforts, even if they're just like more on like the paper or zine level. So we've published a found poetry zine, which you have here. It's like made by
Yeah, so now where did this come from? Now, first of all, explain to our audience what found poetry is.
Okay, so basically found poetry is you find a poem in something that wasn't primarily intended to be poetic. So it could be a page from a book, it could be a text message from your friend, something you overhear, junk mail from your bank, and a lot of the poems in our zine are called blackout poems. So you just take a marker and you black out the majority of the words, and the words that remain make the poem. So you found the poem. in the existing work. So it's a known aspect of poetry, but we decided to do the zine, and we did a call for submissions. So writers submitted their poems to us, and then we went through the process, like the editorial process of picking which ones and the order for the book. And that was really fun because it was kind of like our first foray into publishing. Yeah, it's for sale on our website, thetrianglepa.com, and you can buy it for $3 to $5, whatever you want to pay.
The sliding fee scale.
But we'll bring those to like all of our events now, and we're planning on doing another edition like in 2014, and hopefully that one will be even bigger.
So the Triangle has a whole bunch of things that are coming up and going on.
2014 is going to be busy.
Yeah, it's exciting though. It's like all of the different things that a literary organization could do. We're just like sampling all of them to try to find out like what the one we like really want to take off with. Like in the future, maybe we'll focus more on just one of the things, but right now we're kind of like sampling all of them, just like having fun.
So you already know the website, thetrianglepa.com. If you are interested in anything literary, be it classes, workshops, finding cool new books to purchase and read, whether it's about a calendar of events to go sample and do, anywhere in the Harrisburg and Lancaster and York areas, make sure you visit, make sure you bookmark, make sure you frequently visit thetrianglepa.com, and you'll get to see more, I am sure, of Tyler and Erin coming up in the future. Well, what did you think, guys? As always, thank you for joining us on the Corner of Culture in Maine. I am super excited to have gotten to introduce you to King's Courtyard Artist Collective and to have gotten to introduce you to Tyler and Erin of the Triangle and have some fun over at the Emporium. You want us to come visit you somewhere in the city or in the whole of York County, as a matter of fact? We would love to. Just send us your suggestions, your ideas, your questions, or your comments to cultureinmaine@gmail.com or log on to wrct.tv, where you can go onto Channel 18, look up show profiles, and find Culture in Maine there. You can follow our Twitter, our Facebook, email us, find out guests from past episodes or what's coming up on future episodes. We love your feedback. This show is made by you guys. So thank you for joining us on the Corner of Culture in Maine this week. We'll see you next week. A huge thanks to the whole staff that makes this happen, to Jay Schmuck, to Cliff Kern, to our station director, Steve Bush. And as always, I'm Carla Christopher. Be blessed.